Okay, when we are dealing with what you call web system development, surely it will involve several modules. Modules means that okay, maybe previously you did on the trainings module. Okay, the trainings module meant to manage your trainings information, such as the module should have facilities such as to search, being able to search the record, being able to insert a new record, being able to update a record, and also delete the records that we don't want anymore. So this what we call as CRUD. Initially it's called CRUD lah. Okay. Later they coined a terminology such as BRAID. Okay, BRAID. Okay, but initially you heard about CRUD, CRUD. So one particular module we need to have CRUD functionality such as create record, browse for record, read is browse, and you have the update ability and delete records ability. So that is what we call as typical functions that should have. Okay, typical function that should have in system development. Okay, meaning that normally for every table set, because when you have a trainings module, let's say, normally this module is associated with a table, meaning that you have on the background a table that will store your trainings information. Okay, so let's say we have a students table. Okay, that student table will store all the student information such as name, matrix number, the program they belongs to. So this particular table will normally needs what we call as the interface or the facilities to manage the student's record. So the basic facilities that you need to have in a system development normally will start with create record, read record, browse record, search record, update record, and also maybe delete record. So let's say you have another table which is maybe related to subjects, subjects or lecturers. So this table, which is available in your database design, will surely need an interface. Okay, an interface or several interfaces to manage your subject records or lecturers records. So for each table, normally we create a module for that. Normally, but sometimes there's what we call as a background table that will only store information, but they don't have the interfaces. But normally a table needs interface to do some sort of basic manipulation, such as to insert record, to search for the record, update record, and delete the record. So previously, maybe in the video, you can see that I sort of demo a table named trainings, correct? Okay, dalam video tu saya akan biasanya saya akan gunakan satu table nama dia trainings. Okay, but for to make it different than the video, for today I would like to choose one table named trainer. Okay, one table named trainer. So when you have a table, uh, okay, a table, the table name is trainer. Okay, the table name is trainer. Okay, so basically, if you have a module, let's say trainer module. So the first thing that you need maybe to insert a new record for trainer. Okay, to create to insert a new record for trainer. Later, then maybe you would like to have a search facilities to find a trainer. Then next, maybe you need to have update record facilities to change the information inside the table trainer. And maybe lastly, we would have a delete uh, record facilities. So it should start with database. It should start with database. But somehow today, I would like to uh, first demonstrate how to create a table or no an interface to insert a new record for table trainer. Okay, today I would like to show how to insert to create a new record, a new interface. Okay, a new interface to insert a new record for trainer. But we don't have the table yet. Okay, we don't have the table yet. Uh, because today might as well I would like to show you how to change the information on the routing and also the controller. Okay, the routing and also the controller. So this is what we are going to do. Okay, this is what we are going to do. Sometimes maybe you will see this model is inside app, but that one belongs to the previous version of Laravel 5, 6, or 7. In Laravel 8, the database information, the models are inside the app folder /models. Okay, so what I will demonstrate today is basically to show fully how Laravel works on how to display view. Okay, to display view. So today I will start with view. Okay, I will start with view. So we will create a new interface to insert a new record. Meaning that maybe we will have a form. Okay, kita akan buat borang di sini. But somehow or other, in the video last week, previous video last week, I managed to show you the shortcut. Okay, the shortcut, how to change the routing so that it can display your view. Okay, rather we skip the controller. Okay, the last tutorial, the last video, you skip this part, which is the controller. Okay, you skip this part, which is the controller. So today I would like to show you properly how to create a view, and then we need to adjust something on the controller so that the routing can access the controller. So after that, the controller will instruct to display the view. Okay, so we need to do the proper one today. How Laravel managed to display a view. So as I mentioned before, we need to have another interface which name is another module which name is trainer. Okay, so I will skip model first because maybe model needs a longer explanation. So for today, I will skip model. Okay, for today, I will skip model. We'll discuss this model next week. Next week, inshallah. So today, we will create a view. And after that, we will go to the controller. How can we manage controller to instruct view to be displayed to the user? But this controller can only access by the router, the routing. Okay, this controller can only be accessed by the routing or the path. So I will show you properly how these related. Okay, how these components relate. Okay, related in order to display a view. Okay, so that is the task for today. I would like to show you all these interconnected related components and how they works in Laravel programming. Okay, so this is MVC. So the basic issue, the basic knowledge, or I mean the main focus of our subject or our class is basically on this MVC framework. So that's why every day on our class, I will go to this MVC interface so that you can fully understand how to relate MVC with the Laravel project. Okay. So previously you have did a view, but you didn't do anything on the controller part and also the routing part. And before we can integrate the data inside our view, you need also to know what is model. But that one is later lah. Okay, that one is later. So now we need to focus to how to create a view, uh, a good practice in Laravel framework, and how can we create a controller, okay, so that the routing can connect to the controller. Okay, so where's our code? Okay, I'll take you back to the place whereby we have the views. So in Laravel project, you need to go to resources, views, in order for you to have your interfaces. Okay, these are your interfaces. Files that related to your template or to your HTML page are stored in views. Okay, stored in views. So now, I would like you to create a new folder named trainers. So in order to manage all your interfaces for the module trainers, you need to right click these views and create a new folder. This is basically what we call as a good practice lah. Okay, a good practice. So when you want to have a new module, okay, developed into your system, we need an interface first. Okay, an interface first. So create a module and to accommodate create a folder to accommodate this interface for modules. So you put there trainers. Okay, trainers. Okay, so mine already there. Okay, so for every module, so let's say I have done trainings. Module. There are several almost similar files that you can see. So you have index, you have create.blade.php whereby you did that already. Create.blade.php, edit.blade.php, index.blade.php, show.blade.php. Okay, so these are some of commonly available interface for your module. So when you have a new module, when you have another module created in your system development, you need to have almost similar files. That's why we need to create another folder inside the views. You need to have another folder inside the views, so that this new folder will consist of all the interfaces to manage trainers module or trainers table. So maybe you have index here, trainers index, and maybe you can create another one, which is sorry, add a new file. You have a new folder, right, inside the Laravel, inside the resources views. Now you have the new folder named trainers, and inside this trainers folder, I would like you to create a new file, which is the create.blade.php. So you can see now the pattern that when you want to create a new module, you might as well need almost exactly the same files of interfaces. So you have create.blade.php that is meant to insert a new record for table trainers. But we don't have the table yet. No worry. We don't have the table yet. Why? Because the table is on the model part, model component. Okay, model component. Okay, for today, I will show you on these components whereby you have the routing, how to manage or how to modify your controller, or how to create your controller and the view. So now, okay, now I will take you to this view component first. Okay, I will take you to this view component first before I go to controller and routing. Okay, so in order for you to create a new view or a new form to insert a record for trainer, you need to have a new file here, which is the create.blade.php. So make sure to put it inside a new folder named trainers. So let's say later you would like to create a new folder or a new module, okay, a new module maybe for subjects or maybe for classroom, okay, and then you need to start with the interface, the form, and later we'll retract back again to the controller and also the routing. Okay, previously on my training materials, on my video for Laravel 7, I will bring the participant to do the model first. Okay, to do the model first. However, since this model is normally you don't see much about the model, that's why this time I will approach. My approach is to bring you guys to the view first. Okay, to bring you guys to this view first. So we create a form first. Okay, we create a form first. Is maybe it's not the right way, because when you are developing a system, you need to design the database first. It's supposed to designing the database first. But for this Laravel sake, I would like to demonstrate on how to manage your view and how to call the view from the controller and how to route your user to the controller using the routing. So these are what I will do for today. So next week, maybe we'll go to the model or how to connect to your database. But right now, I would like to demonstrate this view process. So basically, okay, basically, I will do something like this. Okay, we will have a form. Okay, we will have a form which action is, okay, I leave this first, the action. Method by right we have method by right we will have post. Then we will close this form to insert a new input text. name. So this is the first field for the trainer table, which is trainer name. Okay, this is the first table. Okay, sorry. We have the trainer name. Okay, we have the trainer name. Okay, obviously, we have the bootstrap class, form control. Then you repeat this to accommodate another field, which might be trainer name, trainer expertise maybe. Okay, expertise. This form or controller name might be the field name lah. Okay, the field name. And last one, the web. Okay, the web. Okay, maybe the profile. Okay, the profile or portfolio of the trainer lah. Trainer web. So this is the form to insert new trainer lah. Maybe H3. Insert new trainer. So previously when you want to test this page, okay, you go to which file? Web, right?
Web.
Routes,
Yes.
web.
Web.php.
Okay, web.php. That's what we did last week. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, yeah. Satna. I'm working on different folders. Sorry. It's supposed to be Lara 8 folder. Never mind. PHP. Okay, we have it in views, new folder, trainer, new file, create.blade.php. Okay, we have the web routes, web PHP. So the easier way of displaying our new page is basically by changing this return view to trainers dot create. So that is the easiest way of displaying your new interface in Laravel. You change this into trainers create. Okay, if you cannot get my code here, maybe I will share it in the WhatsApp group. Sorry, yeah. So this is the create.blade.php inside the folder trainers. Okay, inside the folder trainers. So we have insert new trainer. We have the form, the trainer name, expertise, and also the trainer's web address lah. Okay, web address. Then in order for you to test this page, you go to web.php, you change this from welcome. Previously it's welcome, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, previously it's welcome. So change this welcome and put your page in resources views, trainers.create. Trainers is referring to the folder inside the resource views, which we have the trainers folder here. We have the trainers folder and we have the file create.blade.php. Okay, so the ending of the file name blade.php is a compulsory, not a good practice, but it's compulsory in Laravel project. It is a must in Laravel project. So you need to mention create.blade.php. And trainers.create referring to this file, create.blade.php, inside the folder trainers. So now you see, you have this.
Yeah.
Okay, you have this, insert new trainer. Okay, why is it displaying a simple plain HTML page? Because you didn't apply, I didn't apply the what? The template. Go. So how to apply the template? We need to use the extend. Is it extend?
Yeah.
Extend. Extend and mention here your template name. Okay, mention here your template name. Okay, my template name is inside the layouts. I'm not sure what's your template name. You did my layout or bootstrap template.
I extend layout the bootstrap temp.
No.
Okay.
Your file name is
Oh, layout the bootstrap.
Layouts.
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 So folder kot. The
Okay,
punya
that's the folder names. Okay, layouts dot
bootstrap temp.
Bootstrap temp.
mine is my layout. There's another one is bootstrap temp.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you have bootstrap temp. Okay, bootstrap bootstrap temp. Okay, so don't forget to mention the section. I normally use the section name content. But content is not necessarily a must, yeah, meaning that you can use another name. But somehow when you are referring this content, okay, you need to make sure that your yield is using the same name. This is the yield. Okay, that's the relation lah. Okay, so this yield basically will display information or will display a file. This is something like import, so that on this yield it will provide this file. Okay, this file, this content. Okay, so you need to make sure to end section. Can we have several yields? Sure, you can have several yields. So for instance, you want to split the menu. Okay, you can have another menu.blade.php and later you can yield the menu. You can yield the menu. Okay, you can yield the menu. Maybe you can yield menu. Okay, ataupun you can yield main menu. So you can have several yields inside this template. 1 or 3 or 2 or 3, it can be done. Okay, so this yield is referring to a container that will retrieve the content from this section. So dia akan sedut lah konten yang ada kat sini. Dia akan masukkan on this yield. So that you will see some changes lah. Okay, so these are your template and this is your main container lah, main container. Okay, this is your template and this is your main container. Okay, that's what happened when you use section and yield in Laravel. Yield and section in Laravel. But the proper way of doing, okay, you need to follow this lah. First, you need to have controller. So this controller, this particular controller will invoke or will instruct to display the view. But before the controller activated, you need to call the function in controller via routing. So this routing will invoke a function in controller to display view to the user. Okay, so this part, okay, is whereby you need to some sort of having a function to call the view. Okay, previously, okay, there's a shortcut to do that, which is the web.php, and you change the welcome into the this one. That is merely shortcut lah. It's not the proper way. It's merely a shortcut. How to do it properly? You need to have the controller. You need to create the controller, and you also need to create the routing. The controller, the routing. Okay. How to do that? How to do that? We need to create the controller first. By right, all these components are actually classes. You have the view. View is not classes. It's basically a HTML file. But model, controller, routing, all are classes. Okay, controller, model are all classes. So how to create a class? Let's say controller class. For example, I did one controller previously, which is the training controller. Where to locate that file controller is in the F folder, in the HTTP, in the controllers. Yours, I don't think you have done this. Okay, but I would like to show you what is the controller class or the controller functions. So you can see it inside the app, HTTP, and here we have the controller. So for instance, these are the training controller. So this training controller, in this class, controller class, you can see that it has several functions such as index. You don't have to copy this because I'll show you how to generate this first. But I would like to, you can imagine. So this is what is the controller class. The class training controller, they normally have this index function, public function index. And normally they have public function create. These are typical function that you have you're supposed to have in a module. Okay, so Laravel has provided this name, so you can follow whatever their good practice or whatnot, what's not. So we have the store function. Normally they have, by default, we have seven function in controller. So this normally referring to the module controller. So for each module, because as I mentioned previously, to accommodate, to do the facilities for the module so that we can insert record, update record, search for record, delete for record, Laravel has provided this kind of controller and 7 default functions, so that you can use these functions to actually execute the main functionality of your module, such as the create, insert record, update record, search for record, and also delete record. So these are several functions that already have inside the module controller. We can see that is a module controller, and we have destroy. Okay, so in order to make your life more easier, they have a function, what we call, it's not a function, it's actually a command line. Okay, the command line. Oh, this is the command line to create all this function in your module controller. So now, okay, previously you have the training module. So we need to create a training controller. Okay, a training controller class. So when your module name is trainer, then you might need trainer controller. Okay, you might need trainer controller. Okay, you need to do this on the command screen, on the command screen. If you are from the Laragon, if you are using Laragon, you can click on this terminal. But if you don't have Laragon, you can go to your command prompt or to your terminal. Okay, in Linux or in Mac, they use the term terminal. The terminal is whereby you run that shell script lah. Okay, the shell script. So this PHP artisan is basically a command or a shell, a script command. So you need to go to your terminal. Okay, you need to go to your terminal. So in Laragon, if you use Laragon, there's a button inside the Laragon application whereby it says terminal. So PHP Artisan is command tools to manage your Laravel project. You can ask this command PHP Artisan to create a controller. You can create a model. You can do database migration. You can undo your database structure or scheme. You can create. You can ask to do scaffolding, to create what you call apa tu? The login logout interface. So these are what PHP Artisan can do lah. So make sure you are inside the Laravel project. So mine is in laragon/www/cd Laraid. So mine is inside laragon/www/laraid. Maybe yours on the XAMPP /htdocs/lara8. Okay, make sure you are inside that particular Laravel project. Okay, in order for you to run PHP Artisan, you need to be inside that Laravel folder. Okay, so we run this make controller command, make controller, the controller name, trainer controller, and minus resource. So try to run this command line in your command prompt or in your terminal. The name is PHP Artisan. The command is PHP Artisan make double dot controller trainer controller. Why T in capital letter? Because this is the new class name. This is the class name. So you need to have this in one word lah. Make sure in one word. And space minus resource. What minus resource does is basically it will provide all that seven functions that typically a module needs to have. So you have the Laragon www Lara 8, that is for Windows environment. But in your Mac environment, I believe it's inside the XAMPP/htdocs/ your Laravel project name. You might use the Lara 8 name lah, the similar name. I'm not sure.
But the code is same, is it?
Yeah, it's supposed to be the same. As long as you have the composer installed previously, then it can run PHP Artisan. So let's try. Go to your terminal and run and type PHP Artisan make double dot controller. Make sure to have this.
Yeah, controller is created successfully.
Space trainer controller space minus resource. Azlin, can you manage to follow?
Yes, sir. Controller created successfully.
Alhamdulillah, controller created successfully. This is merely a good practice lah. T with capital T, trainer controller. C with capital C. That's some sort of convention whereby when you have a class name, you need to start with a capital letter. I will show you where this controller reside in. But first, I would like to check Amar. So far, how so far? Is it positive, Shikin?
Yeah, it's
Yes, sir.
Successfully, alhamdulillah. So where to find this trainer controller file or class? It's actually residing in the app folder. You have the app folder, HTTP controllers. Locate the new file inside the app, HTTP and controllers. So here you can see your new controller name, which is the trainer controller. And inside this trainer controller class, you can see some functions such as index, precisely seven functions. This is what has been created for you by running the PHP Artisan make controller, trainer controller, minus resource. So by adding minus resource, you can have your your functions, 7 functions available for your consumption, which is the index, create, and the store. In order for you to display your previously created form, okay, previously created form, you need to go to this function. Can you open the trainer controller? Okay, locate the function create. Index is normally for search facilities. Index is to manage your search facilities. And function is to manage your, and create is to manage your create form. So intentionally, this create function will call the create.blade.php. So how to call create.blade.php from the controller? You need to do this. You need to type this line, return view, and you need to mention here the trainers folder dot create. This is by right referring to create.blade.php inside the trainers folder, which reside in resources views. Resources views. Resources views. So you have the folder trainers and you have the file create.blade.php. So this return view means it will invoke, it will display the file create.blade.php from the folders trainers, this one, which reside in the resources views folder. Views, resources, views folder. So this means you are referring to this file trainers.create in the in the trainers folder. But you are not finished yet, You are not finished yet, because by right there's one more things to do, which is the routing. You did the controller, you did the view, and this view connected in from the controller. But in order for you to invoke your function in controller, you need to call it from the routing. The user need to call it from the router. So just add this one line, return view, blah, 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 in the function create inside the trainer controller. And the last one, you need to go to the router. You need to go to the router. Where's the router? Where's the router? The router is inside the web folder. The routes folder and web.php. Okay, so change back this into welcome. Because we need to add a new, a new folder. Oh, sorry, it's not a new folder. It's basically a new routing. This is resource folder. Okay. So inside this web.php, you need to add this route declaration. This route declaration. Trainer controller. So this is a single route registration. This is a single route registration whereby it will point this route name or this route. Okay, this is the routing. This is the address. This is the URL that will point to the function create. Okay, this is pointing to create, to function create. So previously you have this, where is it? So previously you have this function create in trainer controller. Okay. In order to access or to invoke this function create, because this controller, this function controller will invoke your interface, okay, your interface, which is the create.blade.php. You need to mention the path or the routing inside the web.php. So you need to mention here to point to the trainer controller. You need to mention what is the routing or the path name. Okay, this is the path name, trainer/create. Okay, this is the routing name. And this is where you want to go. The function create, this is the function create in trainer controller class. Function create in trainer controller class. So I'll copy this and I'll put inside our group. So the routing, this is the routing part where you need to add inside the web.php. Okay, so we done the controller part and now we are trying to do the routing. These are the routing. These are the routing. So you need to register the routing. The routing is basically the path, because now, okay, now you have this trainer/create. Okay, now you have this trainer/create. So let's say previously we don't have this. Let's say I'll remove this. Okay, so when you point your path here, okay, we should so the create form is supposed to be in the trainer/create. Okay, but somehow, okay, it's not functioning well. It's not functioning well. Okay, not found. Why is it not found? Because this route trainer/create is basically not registered in our Laravel project. So somehow or other, if you want to have this functioning inside your path, okay, this is your new path. Previously, it's not available. It's not there. Okay, that's why when you try to do /trainer/create, you will be greeted with not found message, meaning that the path is not available yet. This part is not available yet. Then our job as the Laravel developer, you need to register the /trainer/create path, this path, so that it will point to our function inside the controller, which is the function create. So this means by function create. So you have here trainer controller class. Trainer controller class, this is create. Okay, now we have the route already. Sorry. So now we have the route already, meaning that okay, never mind. Ni ada error. Trainer controller does not exist. We come back to our routes. Okay, because you mentioned here trainer controller, meaning that this is imported. Import. You need to import this class. You need to import this class. How to import this class? You need to mention inside here. Okay, you need to mention on top of your web.php page, you need to mention the trainer controller. Because the trainer controller resides in different file, so you need to import, or else your trainer controller will say that it is not defined. This is a trainer controller class. You need to add here on top of use means import. Okay, use means import. So I'll copy this and provide this in our group. So you need to use import. App means the folder, app, http, controllers. This is the path pointing to the trainer controller, which reside in app, http, controllers. And then you will see that this one. Okay. So we have did the path, we have registered the path, the routing, and we have mentioned inside the create function controller to display the create.blade.php. Okay. So now we can have our interface displayed using this MVC components, which is the routing in the web PHP, the controller, the new controller, trainer controller, and the view inside the create.blade.php. So if you finish doing the routing, the controller, and also the view, then you can see this new interface shown for you. Okay, so this is referring to /trainer/create. Okay, this is the route. Okay, this is the route. Okay, this is the route. Because this is a web-based system, so you need to invoke the controller from the routing. So this is the routing. This is the routing. And when the user go to the routing will pass to the controller function, which is the create. And what the function create in the controller do is basically invoke a view. Then that's why you can have the interface displayed for the user. So that's the component, the roles of routing, controller, and view path. So before we go to the model, you just need to understand this first lah. Okay, how can we register our routing in the where is it? Where can we register the routing? First, you need to go to the web.php. Okay, here we have the routing registration. so that the /trainer/create will point to the function create in the trainer controller. So inside the trainer controller, you have the create function. So see here, this line return view will invoke the create.blade.php, which reside in table in folder trainers inside the resources views. So at the end, you will see that by providing this URL, okay, the user can see the interface. You have the trainer name, expertise, and web. Oh, I forgot the button. Never mind. So the button is for next week punya class, whereby we will explore more on the model. Okay, more on the model. So ada apa-apa soalan? Do you have any question?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Can we go to the web, sir?
The web PHP.
PHP, yes.
So this is the web.php.
Okay. I wanna ask about, there's a slash trainer, right? And slash create. Well, which one's trainer is it?
Pardon?
Which one trainer?
Which one?
Because in the trainer controller, we type trainer with S, right? Trainers.create. Is it?
In the controller? Okay. Yeah. Understand that. So this trainer/create is actually the routing which is inside this path. So when you register, when you want to have links such as /trainer/create in Laravel, you must register inside the routing, which is inside the web.php. So this is the path. This is the path for the user to access your facilities, your function. When it comes to the trainer controller .create, trainers here is referring to the folder trainers inside the resource views. You see here, your web interface is residing in the folder trainers. Here you have the folder trainers, right? You have the folder trainers. Okay, you have the folder trainers, create.blade.php. Okay, however, let's say you found this confusing, right? And maybe you want to change this folder into something else. New folder, how to rename? Rename new folder, and maybe you want to change to pelatih lah. Senang lah nak differentiate kan. Okay, now your folder inside the resource view is pelatih. So you cannot refer to trainers.create anymore because there's no folder which name is trainers inside the resource views. So when it comes to return view, it will refer to the resource views. So now you don't have trainers folder. Instead you have pelatih. So here you need to change to the folder where the create.blade.php reside. So now you have pelatih.create. Because view means referring to the folder resource views, and pelatih is a folder inside the resource views which holding the create.blade.php. So now your folder name in resource views is pelatih, not trainers. Okay, now you have the folder pelatih. When you put here trainers, it cannot locate the folder inside the resource views. So when you have the folder pelatih inside the resource view, you cannot mention trainers here. Or else, when you are pointing your application to /trainer/create. Okay. The trainers.create not found. Why? Why, Amma? Why trainers.create view not found?
Because it changes.
Because your folder have already been changed to pelatih here. Pelatih. So now you are still using the same path. You are you're still using the same path. Okay. Now it should be okay. Why? Because the trainer controller, the create function in trainer controller is actually trying to invoke your interface, which is the create.php. Interface is your form, your HTML form. Okay, create. So the folder name is pelatih. Pelatih here. So the previous folder name, which is trainers, is actually pointing to your folder inside your resources views. Okay, so since you are confused with trainer or trainers, then okay, let's try to change the folder trainers into pelatih. Then now you can see that return view referring to the invoke create.blade.php inside this folder, particular folder, which name is now pelatih.
Okay.
So yelah, because sebelum ni ada trainer and then ada trainers, then maybe you are confused. Yeah, I feel that. I feel you lah. Dulu awal-awal saya belajar pun saya confused macam tu juga.
Punya nama yang sama.
Yeah, pasal nama dia slightly the same.
Yeah.
Because maybe that one is confusing. Somehow or other, that's what they practice in Laravel lah. Okay, in Laravel. Because when you have a folder, when you have a module named trainer, the controller will be named trainer controller. The table should be named trainers, and the interface folder will also need to be renamed by trainer or trainers. Trainers referring to plural. Okay, referring to plural. If you are using singular, such as trainer controller. So for instance, trainer controller, okay, it's supposed to be named singular. But in table, you need to name the table as plural. Then you will get trainers. Okay, you will get trainers. Trainers table pointing to trainer model, which controlled by trainer controller, which interface is inside the trainer folder in resource blade. But suddenly, you change your folder name into pelatih. So you will see that the correlation between routing, controller, and the views lost. Okay, you nampak tak? Bila suddenly you guna nama pelatih dalam view, dia punya uniformity tu dia hilang. Boleh je you guna nama pelatih dalam folder view sebab you nak differentiate, but dia punya dia punya sangkutan, dia punya relation, dia punya uniformity tu dia akan lost macam tu lah. Okay, tapi ialah since you are confused, trainers ni folder ke, trainers ni path ke, trainers ni dalam route ke, you confused. So saya decide untuk tukar ni pelatih. Okay, is it a good practice? Yes, it's good to differentiate. But is it truly a good practice? You will have problem because let's say you are dealing with the next programmer which is non-natively speaking Malay. Contohnya dia datang daripada India. Dia tak tahu pelatih tu adalah trainer dalam bahasa Melayu. Dia tak tahu. So your next programmer katakan daripada India. Dia tak tahu pelatih tu apa. Kalau kita tahulah pelatih tu adalah trainer. But when your next programmer, your team is from India. Once freelance, you hire freelance from India, and then you see your code. And then they confused because you have the trainer model, you have the trainer controller, you have the trainer stable, but suddenly they could not find the folder trainer in the resource view. You ada pelatih, tapi dia tak jumpa trainer. Sebab apa? You tukar dia kepada pelatih. So, well, untuk kita mungkin bagus, tapi for non-native Malay speakers, contohnya programmer daripada India, dia akan lost. Kenapa tiba-tiba kat sini tak ada folder name trainer? Pelatih ni untuk apa? Aku tak jumpa pun model. Dia akan ada isu macam tu lah. So, dia kena correlate antara trainer model dengan trainer controller, dengan trainer stable dan dengan trainer dalam resource view. Okay, that's why saya gunakan trainers dalam resource view, bukan pelatih. You nak tukar? Boleh, tak masalah, you boleh tukar. But in future, your programmer, your freelance programmer from India will find that difficult. Dia akan kelang kabut lah cari kat mana aku punya view ni, kat mana aku punya view ni. Sebab dia tak jumpa trainer folder dalam resource view. Instead dia jumpa pelatih. Lepas tu dia kata apa itu pelatih, dia tak faham. So that's why we need to have that kind of consistency lah. Okay, hope to answer that question. Amar?
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. Because a Laravel is a framework meant for team development. Okay, that's why it's very important to have that kind of consistency. Okay, so saya dah selesai dah sebab the next week is supposed to be on the model part. So next week then I will cover the model part lah. Okay, thank you very much for the question, Amar. Ashkin, you have anything to say or any problem, difficulties? Azlin, are you there?
Ada sir. Dapat
Alhamdulillah.
Saya just attendance last week. Terlupa nak.
Terlupa nak? Tak apa. Kalau attendance last week terlupa tu, kena saya dah ingatkan lah hari ni saya dah create attendance. So last week tu saya tak boleh nak buat apa lah. Saya notes lah yang memang saya nampak semua orang hadir setiap hari kan, 3 orangnya, bukannya saya tak boleh kira.
Thank you sir.
No problem about the attendance. Thank you very much. Okay. So enjoy your PKP. Enjoy.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you sir.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
So next instruction I will provide in the WhatsApp lah. Maybe you will follow through the next video or something like that. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Salam, thank you.
Salam.